Hi friend, welcome back to the channel where we focus less on trying and more on being the best version of ourselves. Today I want to touch on a topic that I think concerns a lot of people, and it is, how do you have faith? First of all, this is a trick question. Faith is not something that you acquire. Faith is not something that you go out and find. It's not something that you can go get. You already have faith. Now, whether or not your faith is misplaced is the question. Either you have faith in the version of yourself who is capable of doing the thing, having the thing, being the thing, or you have faith in the alternative version of the story where you're not fulfilled, where you're not getting what you want. So you have a choice when it comes to your faith. Your faith is your vote of confidence in the new story. Your faith shows your understanding that you are the conscious creator of your reality, and whatever you assume will be is what it will be. Having faith is as simple as making the choice to say, no matter what it is, I know that I'm the one creating. I know that I'm the one making the choices here. So I'm either going to choose to have faith that this is going to work out the way that I want it to, or the alternative is staying in the old story. So yes, you can go the roundabout way of manifesting small things that you think are within the realm of something that would be easy, something that's simple to manifest, something that you have less resistance to, whatever it is. You can go about it that way and build your faith in small steps, but ultimately your faith is a choice. You can make a decision to say that no matter what I see, no matter what the circumstances are, I choose to know and believe and trust that this is the story that's playing out for me, because this is where I'm going to keep my attention, this is where I'm going to keep my focus, and I know that this is the only outcome that I'm accepting. All the other possibilities, yes, they exist. I understand that I could stay stuck in this place. I understand that circumstances could get worse, things could change to be in a way that's not in my favor, or I can make the choice, I can make the decision to take ownership of my ability to create my reality, and I can say, no, it's just going to be the new story now. This is the version we're going with. This is who I'm being now. This is what I identify with. This is my truth. This is my story, and I'm going to hold my faith there and continue to persist in that story until it manifests, until it hardens into fact. So having faith is literally as simple as making a choice. But the thing is, you have faith, whether it's on the negative end of the spectrum or the positive end. You either have faith in your fear or you have faith in your fulfillment. So every single time that fear comes up, every single time you're doubting your manifestation, every single time you doubt your power to be able to create your reality, you tell yourself, this is no longer my story. I am no longer succumbing to fear. I'm no longer succumbing to circumstances, and I get to make the decisions about what I'm going to accept in my reality. I choose to have faith in the new story. I know that my focused attention and my thoughts are creating, so I'm going to think in alignment with the new story. I'm going to be in alignment with the new story, and I'm going to hold that image of myself in high regard. I'm going to put my imagination on the pedestal of most importance. That is where your faith lies. Your faith comes from your level of certainty. When you say it's going to be this way, there's no other alternatives, even if they exist, they're not the ones that I choose. I choose to keep my attention here. I choose to keep my focus here. This is where I'm putting in my vote. I put in my vote of confidence for this story playing out in the way that I said it's going to. When you are raising your level of certainty, when you can say something is done, this is what's going to happen, and you release the doubt and the fear of the other possibilities, knowing that they exist, it's fine that they exist, but this is not the story I choose. I choose something different. When you can raise your certainty and say that this old story no longer scares me, I no longer feel the limitations of this old story, I no longer feel like I am stuck in this old story, I know that through my choice, I can create a new situation for myself. I can create whatever it is that I desire. I can manifest whatever it is that I want, as long as I keep my attention where it is supposed to be. Having a level of certainty, having a level of faith, having a level of conviction of this being your new story, of this being the new version of you, and letting the old one go. Release it. If it's not serving you anymore, if that's not who you want to be, if it's not leading you on your path to getting where it is you want to go, if it doesn't feel like your wish fulfilled, then it is no longer your problem. Your faith has to become bigger than your fear. Your faith has to become bigger than your circumstances. Instead of choosing every time you think of the old story, every time you think of those circumstances that are not in your favor, instead of choosing to give your power to them, to give importance to them, you can understand and see them for what they are. You can say, yeah, this is a circumstance, a situation that I put myself in previously. Obviously, I got here somehow, some way, through my beliefs, through my thoughts, through my assumptions about my reality and myself in relationship to my reality. But now I choose to make a decision to put my faith into a new story, into a new version of myself, and to allow that to have its time to culminate and to manifest in a positive way in my reality, and I'm going to give it the space and the breath to do that by not shutting it down every 2 seconds, by not doubting it every 2 seconds, by not wavering, by not being double-minded. Once you make a decision and you say, this is the story that I'm going with, I know that this is for my ultimate good, I know this is what I want, the old story is no longer relevant. You can't continue to flip-flop back and forth between the old story and the new story every time the new story starts to scare you. Every time it feels like this is too much, I'm asking for too much, I'm doing too much, this is out of the realm of possibility. It's simply not true. And once you get to the level where you are certain, you know that you don't have to understand how it's going to happen. You don't have to know why. You don't have to feel like you've reached a certain level of worthiness in order to get your manifestation. It's just done because it's done, and you have faith in that unseen power and infinite intelligence to bring about your manifestation in the way that it needs to come about, in the path of least resistance, in the way that is most beneficial to you. You don't need to see evidence to build your faith. You don't need God or source or universe to prove itself to you in order to have faith. You have the faith first. You assume the state of it already being done, and you move through life with that knowledge, acting like, okay, it's already done, so I'm gonna go on about my business, preparing my life, enjoying my life, doing what it is I need to do over here, navigating my reality in the way I need to, and I know that the perfect opportunity will show itself. I will be in alignment, I will be able to take the opportunity, and it will lead me to my fulfillment. I have absolute faith and absolute certainty that it cannot play out any other way, because this is what I assume to be true. I assume that if I say it's gonna be, and I have a level of certainty and conviction and faith about that, if I choose this possibility and this is what I identify with, and I let the old story go completely and fully, that this is the only thing that can be. So faith is not something you acquire. It's not something you have to work towards. It's not something you need to build. What you need to do is put your faith in the right place. If you've misplaced it, if you've put it in fear, if you put it in lack, if you put it in doubt, redirect it in a way that's going to serve you, in a way that is useful to you. I'm putting my bet on this, and no matter what I see, no matter what's happening around me, no matter even what I feel, I choose to believe and to know and to hold the conviction that this is my story, that this is who I am, that this is what's happening for me, and it gets to happen for me just because it does. There's nobody outside of you who can tell you anything different if you have that level of certainty, if you put your faith in the right place. So it's a practice. It's a continual choice to choose to be the version of yourself living in fulfillment, to choose to be the version of yourself who is capable, who is allowed to do whatever they want to do, who's allowed to have whatever they want to have, and who it doesn't have to be a big deal for. It gets to be easy, it gets to be simple, and you get to trust, and you get to have faith. The more you practice having faith first, having trust first, before you see evidence, the easier the evidence will come to you, the easier it will be for you to assume the state and know that it is done. But just like everything else, it is a choice. It is a continual decision, a continual returning to knowing who you are, to knowing that that creative power lies within you, and it is whatever you say it is. So choose to have faith. Choose to place it where it should be. All right, you guys, that's gonna do it for me today. I really hope you all enjoyed and got something of value from this video. Please be sure to leave your questions, comments, concerns in the comment box below, and check out the description for my social media links, services, all that good stuff is down below. And other than that, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.